the story be sung. Voices of the past keep the future young. Stand together, we rise as one. Black Muslim strong till the work is done. But love broke chains with a voice so pure. Call to the prayers, faith was sure. The first black Muslim to stand so tall. His courage and strength still inspire us all. 1040 rows with a scholar's hand, teaching the dean across the land. Built a community, schools of light. Africa's flame still burning bright. Malcolm X spoke truth to the crowd. Fearless and firm, his voice was loud. From Harlem to Mecca, his vision grew. Justice, respect in the world made new. Imam Jamil behind the bars, still teaching faith like the brightest stars. A leader of strength, a fighter for peace. He showed us the way, the struggle won't cease. Daughter of scholars, a teacher, a queen. She built the women with knowledge and dreams. Black Muslim sister, her wisdom was wide. God in the Ummah with honor and pride. Timbuktu shine where libraries grand. Black Muslim knowledge across the land. Golden pages, wisdom stored. Faith and science in one accord. We need our own to build and grow. A place for the children, a seed of soul. One community standing tall. Together united, we won't let fate let the story be sung. Voices of the past keep the future young. Stand together, we rise as one. Black Muslim strong till the work is done.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another edition of Muslim African American Heritage Month. So let's open up with prayer. In the name of Allah, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, all praise be to Allah, the cherisher, sustainer of all the worlds, merciful benefactor, merciful redeemer, master of the day of judgment. You alone do we worship, and your aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom we bestow blessings, those whose portion is not wrath and who go not astray. Ameen. So today we have a very special presentation of the Africana Muslim at the Medina Institute. So we're almost arriving at that location where we'll stream live the program, and you can watch the presentation from the presenters at this event. But in the meantime, we were talking about the cities that's around the country that have al-Islam masjids, once temples, but now masjids that follow Imam W.D. Muhammad, and a lot about the work that the people are doing today. We were able to review Atlanta Masjid and talk about a lot of the programs they were having. But today, what we want to do is kind of move around the country and just talk about some of the other masjids and what they're working on, and what they're doing as far as in their works. One thing that I did want to share is that the Atlanta Masjid of Al-Islam is working on the square, the business complex. So if we're going to take a look at the square, you're going to see it, what it looked like now. And then, but if you go there today, it's really looking good, and they're planning to have a grand opening of the square where they really redesigned the entire square. So what you're seeing now looks nothing like that anymore. So if you're ever in Atlanta, make sure you go check it out. It's very impressive. They're going to have a grand opening, a bazaar, and other events. So, okay. So what state or city we want to talk to next? Well, I was thinking maybe trying to go alphabetical order to try to make it fair. So maybe we go ahead to B, which is what, Baltimore, Maryland. And let's see if we can find a Baltimore, Maryland masjid. And I'm not really sure what the name is there, but we'll try to find it. And Baltimore really is together with like Washington D.C. and Maryland and the other Maryland masjid, but they might want their own they own their own thing. So let me see if I can find that. Masjid al-Haq. That sounds like it. Let's go there. All right, Masjid al-Haq. Let's try to get in. Now, Naima, who we had the other day, I would think that she goes to this masjid. See if we can go around it. And but I'm not really sure. I know Sophia Rob, he has a community where they have a maybe a street where they do different. Okay, there we go. Masjid al-Haq. Excuse me. They have a street where they live together, I've heard. Yeah, that's Masjid al-Haq. Okay, that looks like that's look like a masjid within the community of Imam Deputy Muhammad. What else I know that's going on in Baltimore? I don't really know much of Baltimore. I used to live in Columbia, Maryland, so I did know what was going on. But right now, I really could not tell you what's going on, else is going on in Baltimore. But I know they have Sophia Robb, who's very active in community development and community services in that area, especially with some of the drug um, addictions and working with people in the community. And they're working on. Okay, let's go to Washington D.C. because I do know a lot, not a lot, but I know what's going on in Washington, Masjid Muhammad in Washington D.C. and that's Imam um, hmm, name slipping my mind, Talib, and Imam Talib, and he's doing a lot of work, and they got a new apartment complex called the Clara, right? And it's very impressive. It's very impressive. So maybe we'll try to check out her website, the Clara website. They named the apartment complex after Sister Clara Muhammad. All right, let's zoom into that. Right. That's it. Now you know this is one of the first temples. See, Clara wasn't even built yet in this picture. This was one of the first temples in the Elijah Muhammad. I think Muhammad Ali helped him build it, and they turned this into a masjid. And now actually this is being renovated. So let's see if we can find the Clara website. In Washington D.C. Clara, and you know that's a very impressive building. And what we need to do is more communities where people can live, not just not just you know go to masjid and go home, but they can live, work, play, and that's kind of what the focus is for Dean Town. People can pray, live, work, and play. All right, let's see. I think the Clara. See if we can find it. There it is. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's look at some photos. Beautiful building over there by the masjid. So if you're ever in Washington, D.C., maybe you might try to, see the building, go into the Clara and just look at some of the work that Washington, D.C. is working on. He's also active a lot in like government and interfaith and, just represent, he's a military person. So he, represent the community and be able to continue the work of Imam Devi Muhammad. Okay. What else they working on? Mm, I don't know. Probably I will try to get a list from people I know that live there of some of the other things that people are working on. Of course, we have a lot of government officials that live in DC that go to that masjid. I'm sure a bunch of people who work for the government that's now shut down. So inshallah, they're not being too affected by that. Um, and they, very active. Okay. So that's Baltimore, Washington area. You got Virginia. I think there's a masjid in Richmond. I'm not really familiar with it. Okay, let's go down. A, B, C, D, E, F. G, Georgia. Like you have a lot of masjids in Georgia, so let's go look at some other masjids besides Atlanta Masjid in Georgia. Masjid Al Mu'min. I think we gonna look at that already. We really look at Atlanta already. I think we looked at enough of that. So GHIJKLMNOP. All right. So I know Houston. We looked at Houston. Let's go to Houston Masjid. Masjid Muhammad in Houston. That's a beautiful masjid. You see that one there on the picture? No, that's not it. Let's try it. I think it's Masjid Imam W.D. Muhammad. I know LA. Let's go ahead and go to Los Angeles. I know they got Masjid Bilal. That's a brand new masjid with a dome and everything. And I think they had help with the immigrant community, which is okay. But they also was part of the Imam W.D. Muhammad community back in the day. So let's go to Masjid Bilal. All right, you see that? That's the inside of Masjid Bilal. That's a beautiful masjid. Um, built from the ground up. But I don't know if it's still fully associated with Imam WD Muhammad community, but it's still a very beautiful community. And I'm gonna try to visit that community if I'm ever in Los Angeles. Also, I'm gonna let's fly to I know Los Angeles don't work. And then you got Masjid Muhammad in North New Jersey. Let's go there. They're going to be hosting the next Muslim Journal Time to Be Grateful. And I'm going to have Mujahideen and his wife on the program on, I think it's Thursday. I'm not really sure. But I think it's on Thursday. And he's going to come on and help us talk about a time for Be Grateful and what things they're working on in Newark. And if you know of another community that's doing work and you want to, showcase them, just let me know and we'll do that. We'll showcase them and allow them some time to. That's Masjid Muhammad in Newark. Time to talk. So we're going to explore the community. Today is Saturday. We're about to have a program, maybe Sunday, Monday, and then we're going to get into the Imam W.D. Muhammad 50th program, and then we're going to talk a little about close out. We're going to have our celebration. So we're going to go into the program now and do a live stream of the program. They're still setting up here, so we're going to continue to just wait for them as they set up. Thank you for attending. And thank you for still tuning in. I had a emergency where I couldn't stream for a few days, but I appreciate those people who, came back. Darwin, appreciate that. But everything that's on here will still be on YouTube, inshallah. So this is called the Go back to the string. There we go. Okay.
Got your answer.
Darwin, what community? Where are you located? What masjid do you attend masjid? You're on mute. If you want to talk.
Yeah, this is Rafiq, man. I'm in the Land Society of Muslim Men with you. Go to the
Oh,
Land.
hey man, I got you. I got you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the
no problem.
support.
No problem.
It's good to see somebody else embrace the Muslim African American History Month. I think next year, inshallah, we'll try to have more communities have more things. Really, it's been going on for I know I've been celebrating for about 3 years. But most people
Really,
don't know about it. It's kind of new, but
it
every
is.
seed takes time to grow. So alhamdulillah.
That's true. It takes time to spread the word. It
Yeah,
takes time to get people who want to celebrate it and organize it, put together events. Yeah, it takes time.
right. So
I didn't
so
know about it
October
till
is
this year.
also American.
I didn't know about it until this year.
Right, because October is also American Islamic History Month, right? Heritage Month. And it's been going on for quite a while with the museum up in Washington, D.C. But, I think we're a special people that needs our own month. So I think in the last 3 months, I've been kind of combining the two together. So it's American Islamic History Month and also Muslim African American History. So that's why you probably haven't heard of it. So I think it's a subset within the um the larger American Islamic community.
Yes, I think so.
We got a story all to ourselves coming from Africa.
Yeah, we have a unique experience. Nobody else on the face of the earth.
Exactly, and people in it that's very unique, like Malcolm X and Omar Ibn Said and Clara Muhammad, and just individuals that we may never know or never heard of that stayed in the struggle.
Yeah. No other people on the planet have ever been completely stripped of their cultural
Very fun. Yeah,
identity, language, homeland, and made to be totally dependent on people uh, that persecuted you.
Right. And
Nobody.
it's still affecting us today, as we see. Alhamdulillah, we see a lot of progress from the Muslims who accepted, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Not that you don't see it from the Christians, but you also see it from the Muslims. And the most important thing is that they're trying to, live the deen the way Allah wants us to live.
Most definitely.
So I'm gonna zoom in on them, and then I'm gonna try to keep the frame when they start showing that.
Yeah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Salam. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone here and everyone in Atlanta. A very nice, special series. We have books that map discussion. So I can be discussion. About things sometimes that works. If I can, man, I said if we give you a time, case and make sure I'm not. We have with us tonight. My name is Ferguson. Moderator for this program. And can you tell about that?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, brother.
So really quickly, I grew up nominally Christian household, not totally nominal. We went to church sometimes. The morality of the house was kind of grounded in Baptist morality, Old Testament oriented a little bit. And then, like a lot of people in my teens, I started asking questions. And maybe 16 when Malcolm X when he comes out, and I began questioning, but I did not have a child. I kind of made a hard left turn to which I had vision for about 10 years. So didn't take China until I was 31. In the interim, I did a PhD in sociology, bachelor's in sociology, but my bachelor's is becoming important. My bachelor's in psychology at university. So I had this grounding in places that affirm Blackness and explore ways of producing knowledge that are liberating. So that becomes important. Howard University is also one of the most sort of possibly globally African kind of schools when it comes to Black people. So that background is so important. When I arrived in Atlanta, right after I finished my PhD, and I started teaching at Morehouse College in the West End. That has been my location for the best part of the last 20 years. Yeah, close to 20 years. And in the beginning, I then we teach a lot of courses that are kind of, everybody takes these courses, so a lot of control courses. Basketball. But after being there for about 10 years, I started to have opportunities. And one of those opportunities was to create a course called African. And so this talk is all around sort of things that brought into that class and some of the experiences. And I don't see some of the students taking that class, they provide short.
It's interesting, your to Islam, that probably it's kind of the same vibe on the forums, nations. Kind of the opposite vibe, especially. They attributes, believe it or not, it's like this, but hip hop scene is or some knowledge, some people only 5% the branch of the nation of Islam, but just that whole positive African vibe turn a lot of things. That's this hearing of the words was something. So, right, yeah, exactly. Let's get started with our first text. So we have beyond the loud. I know the internet may not be able to see it. We'll say the title beyond the loud. Black history in Islam. It's kind of great. Now you have in your class you have questions. Like me to read they go or here.
So I use Beyond the Loud as the sort of grounding text, right? And it answers many questions, but I like starting the question. Black was the Arabia to which the final promises sent. We sort of have a set of visuals in the world today that can lead us to a very different answer than research shows things to be. Kind of like a running joke. You ever see?
Well, I'm so sorry, but we can't hear you so well back here.
So you do it like this.
Yes, please.
This was to protect it from China energy. Is this better? Okay. So no. So the question is, how Black was the Arabia to which the final promise was sent? Right? This book confronts you with how individual Sahaba are described, right? In the Hadith, this is not inferential stuff. This is just what did Hadith say? Right? We actually dig up Hadith, and some of the ones that stand out, like the description of Ali and Abdur-Rahman, right? Described as Shadidul Hukma, really dark. Because whenever you've seen any documentary ever, they went to some shop in Iran and they showed you what I call like Muslim white Jesus problem, right? This image looks like Iranians, but it doesn't actually look like the description of him in that. And beyond Sahaba, you get other Sahaba reported, but then you get just sort of how Arabs describe themselves in general in comparison to Persians and in comparison to Romans. And the word they use it translates as black. You're not, what was red? Ma, they are red. And so, then it just